guys hear about TikTok's new monetization policy? No, what's going on?
Hi, future Christina here. Excuse the hair, I just came out of a shower. But the financial difficulties and the TikTok BS that I reference in this video has actually resolved itself. TikTok has gone back to their previous monetization policies that, actually pay me quite well. So this situation, the problems, it's resolved, but I'm still going ahead with the Monstrous Patreon chapters that I talk about in these videos, and it's linked in the description of this video. So just wanted to let you guys know. Thank you for your time.
Fuckers are slashing creator payouts by a lot. CM's going from over $3,000 a month for her videos to about $700. Oh no! Shit. Is there anything we can do? The unfortunate reality is that even if our book sales were to exponentially increase overnight, the author wouldn't see that money for months, even for the self-published works. And for the traditional works, like you and me, she hasn't gotten any royalties yet because the sales have to first make up the advance that the publishers paid her. Although in my case, she's very close to breaking even. Really puts a dampener on my release. I've sold over 3,000 physical copies my first 2 weeks, not including ebooks and audiobooks, which is incredible, and we can't even celebrate because we're getting cut at the fucking knees. Didn't you also have a book tour planned? Yeah. Is that canceled? No. Enough people have become patrons over on Patreon that is still going forward. But we're probably going to have to reduce the amount of time out there. And long term, this new policy could have a major impact on CM's finances and ability to create her content quickly. Wait, hold on. Heart, didn't you have your first draft posted on Patreon? Like every day saw a chapter upload? Ugh, yeah, that first draft was awful. And didn't she do something similar with a previous book? Something like Accidentally Kidnapped or Kingdom of Starlight? Yes, but not now. You're at least a 4-book series, so you're not getting a rewrite until at least one of us is done. Oh. But if CM has another standalone novel in the works, she could gain more patrons on her Patreon by posting the chapters there, better stabilizing her finances. Exactly. Wait, but she'd have to have at least the first draft almost done. Otherwise, she'd have to cut back on all of our sequels. Does she even have a standalone ready for... Hey guys, my name's Monstrous. Nice to meet you. The fuck? CM always has something in the works. Oh my god, it's another standalone novel! Hi, I'm the Witch of Church with Death. I'm adult dark fantasy. It is so nice to meet you. You came at the perfect time. Yeah, I gathered. So I'm Monstrous, a young adult Greek myth retelling. Young adult? You're for teenagers? My character starts the story at 17 and ends at 19, so you have some very interesting marketing ahead of you. Wait, you're a Greek myth retelling? Not an epic fantasy that's vaguely inspired by Greeks and Romans? No, I guess I'd be considered historical fantasy since I take place on Earth in ancient Greek times with gods and magic and monsters and such. You and I are going to be best friends. So which myth are you? Hades and Persephone? Medusa? The Iliad and the Odyssey? No, those are way too common. I'm Eros and Psyche. You're a goddamn romance? Who are Eros and Psyche? So Eros is an ancient Greek god who is either the ancient primordial being of erotic desire that came into existence right after the creation of the universe, and or the son of Aphrodite, who is the goddess of love and beauty. The Romans called him Cupid. He's got the bow and golden arrows that make people fall in love. Correct. And Psyche was a mortal princess who was so beautiful that people started worshiping her instead of Aphrodite. So the goddess sent Eros to make her fall in love with something gross as punishment, but instead Eros fell in love with her and took her as his bride. And then when Aphrodite found out, she put Psyche through 4 impossible trials to try to tear them apart, and instead Psyche triumphed over them and became a goddess, so she and Eros got to stay together forever. It is so romantic. Yes, except Psyche is at most 14 years old, is so depressed that she keeps trying to kill herself, and doesn't triumph over those trials so much as everyone and everything around her pities her enough to step in and do those trials for her. She's a combination of early Disney princess and white girl tears. Semantics. We made some changes. Wait a minute, Aphrodite is the bad guy in this one? Like, canonically? Oh yeah, her and Apollo. Apollo too? Oh, that's gonna piss people off. They can bite me. So why are you called Monstrous? I know CM isn't the best at titles. I think the editor came up with mine. But there's gotta be at least a reason behind this one. Well, okay, so everyone grew up with Greek mythology, mostly the child-friendly versions. There's even a Disney movie. But once you start reading the actual myths, you realize very quickly that every single deity is an absolute monster, even your favorite. This sounds vaguely familiar. Well, and Eros, the main male character, he's actually called a monster by Olympus because of the whole Daphne thing that he pulled on Apollo. But something that my story points out is that all of the Olympians have done way worse. The only reason they don't consider each other monsters is because they're doing it to powerless mortals, whereas Eros and later Psyche are causing pain and headaches for the other gods. Of course, the people who question authority and power are always the villains. Yeah, and while Eros starts off hating himself and Psyche tries to be a bona fide good girl, they both realize over the course of the story that if they want to survive in a world determined to vilify both of them, they've gotta become a little monstrous. Yep, well, that makes sense. A lot of my characters are absolutely horrifying to their enemies and total sweethearts to their loved ones. Exactly, we're getting that tasty gray morality. That's perfect for a romance. So I'm not actually a romance. There's a romantic subplot, but it's paced differently from most. They hook up before the halfway mark. Same! Oh. Is there spice? Only off page. Aw. Holy shit, twinsies! Why are you going the self-published route? You seem like trad publishing catmint. Well, I was originally written for traditional publishing. Some editor reached out to CM's agent wanting a dark upper YA fantasy story, so she gave them a bunch of pitches and they said that they liked my premise the best, and then halfway through my rough draft, they totally ghosted her. Ugh, rude. Okay, but there are plenty of other publishers out there, maybe you could ask them? We did, including yours. But apparently there's an oversaturation of Greek myth retelling, so I kept getting turned down. Wait, so you're pursuing self-publishing because you couldn't hack it in traditional publishing? Because publishing companies didn't think they could make any money off of me. Which is ridiculous. Greek myths have been retold for centuries. There are always an oversaturation of retellings, and they never go out of style. And with this current TikTok monetization nonsense causing a financial headache, switching to self-publishing just made sense. Yeah, makes sense. When's the publication date? I have no idea. I'm still being rewritten, although $2 patrons can read my chapters over on Patreon. $2? The fuck? My chapters were available to $1 patrons. Well, yours was a first rough draft. Mine is a second draft, more polished and closer to a final product. Anyway, once I'm ready for an editor and cover art, there's probably going to be a Kickstarter to pay for that. Thanks for making all of the rookie mistakes, by the way. That's going to make my life so much easier. I am so happy for you. Welcome to the joys of being an elder sibling. So, late 2026, maybe early 2027? I think that'll depend largely on when my sequel, Demon's Nest, comes out. The current revision for that is due to the editor by Thanksgiving, which means they'll probably put it on shelves next year. And then it'll be the next Blackwing novellas, and then Heart of Iron sequel, Heart of Silver. And then we'll get to deal with some other financial crisis. Shh. Best not to think about that.
In a field where angels sing, fairy dust and golden rings, queens of old with strength from within, rise above with a gentle spin. Through the war with hearts they fight, wings like steel up, queen, in the night so bright. Carry on through dawn's soft light. With a whisper, fierce and kind, lead the way, free your mind. We were sparks in the endless night, shadows cast by a distant light. Fragile frames, but hearts of steel. They thought we'd bend, but we learned to feel. Through the void, we carved our name against the flame. Rise up, we're breaking through the stars. Human spirit, burning like quasars. Rise up, they'll never see us fall. One small voice, but it echoes through it all. They said we'd crumble, they said we'd fade, but we are storms that the heavens made. Our blood runs fire, our dreams won't die. We touch the edge of the infinite sky. Through the dark, we find our way. Turn the night into endless day. Rise up, we're breaking through the stars. Human spirit, burning like quasars. Rise up, they'll never see us fall. One small voice, but it echoes through